Yo everyone, it's Wildpeasant here, and just as I promised, I am back with part 2 of the Russian tank tier. If you haven't seen part 1, then feel free to check it out, the link is in the description below. And without any further ado, let's continue with rank 5.
Grind, pain, joy.
Alright, so at rank 5 we have the T44-100 on the T72 lineup. Now this thing is a hidden gem within the USSR tech line in my opinion. Back in 2023 when Warthunder had a really bad economy system, I primarily used this and the T54 as Silver Lion grinders because they are all-rounders and cheap to repair. I had much better performances with these two than with any other rank 5 vehicles. The T44-100 has a great armor, low profile, but unlike the previous T44, it finally got a big punchy 100mm gun. So I will give, let's give a B for now. The next one is the T54 series. Well, most of these are quite the same with limited changes, but overall it's an all-rounder, good firepower, mobility and armor. Only the turret reverse speed is a bit slow, but I think the T44 and 54 are much better options than the IS T80 lineup. So I will give T54, well, the first version a B, and the rest, because it has heat FS rounds, I will give an A or an S. Let's give an A for now. Okay, so we have on the T80 lineup, we have the IS3 and the IS4. Well, they have the same issues as the previous IS2 variants, just with better, much better armor. Although the early Cold War vehicles will eat you alive with their heat FS rounds anyway. So I think the T54 have much better firepower and mobility compared to the IS series, while the armor is almost the same, let's say that. So I will give the IS3 a C and the IS4 an A. And let's continue with rank 6. Alright, so we are at rank 6. We start with the legendary T55. It has a good armor, great firepower, thanks to the newly designed APF SDS round. Also, finally, it has a gun stabilizer. The cons are it doesn't have a laser rangefinder and the armor is weak against other APF SDS and heat FS rounds. I will give B or C. Let's give a C for now. Okay, the next one on the list is a T55 AMD. This is a heavily upgraded T55 and it is a much better tank. It has a better protection and laser rangefinder, therefore it's definitely above the T55. I will give a B. Alright, next one is the T62. It has a decent armor, firepower, low profile, stabilizer, but it doesn't have era, no thermal imagery, and it has a slow reload time and no laser rangefinder, therefore it's quite the same as the T55. It will land on C. And it has an upgraded version, same as before, just with better protection and laser rangefinder, so it's definitely above the standard T62. Alright, the next one on the list is my all-time favorite tank, the T72A. It has a great firepower, laser rangefinder, stabilizer, good armor. Unfortunately doesn't have a thermal imagery, no era, shitty reverse speed, and the optics are just not as good as it should be. So I will give an A, because it's decent, but it's definitely not an S. Alright, on the T80 side we have the T10M. Now this is the best version of the old IS tank series. Although the armor can't compete with modern ammo types like ATGMs and APF SDS rounds, it is definitely the weakest among rank 6, so I will give a D. Alright, the next one is Object 435. I don't have this thing, but as far as I can tell, it's definitely annoying to deal with, but nothing outstanding. So it's slightly better protected than a standard T62, so I will put it at C. Alright, now we have the T64 series, A variant. It's really decent, one good armor, mobility, firepower. Cons, no thermal, no era, no smokes, no laser rangefinder, and it has an awful reverse speed as always, but it's really decent one, so I will give an A. But the B variant on the other hand has everything what the A doesn't, so it has era, smokes, laser rangefinder, and this is the GOAT of rank 6 in my opinion, so I will give an S tier to the T64B. And let us continue with rank 7. Alright, we are in rank 7, so let's start with the T72 side with the T72B and its variant, the T72B 1989. The cons are similar to the previous T72, but we have a much better protection here. The regular B variant is covered with Contact 1, while the 89 variant has a Contact 5 armor package on it, which is significantly better than the Contact 1. Outside of the weaker side protection, it is just better at every level. So I think the standard T72B is a C and the T72B 1989 is better protected than its predecessor, so it's a B. Alright, the next one on the list is a T90A. Many people are bashing this thing online, but this is one of the greatest tank in this tier, in my opinion. The reason is it has an endgame shell available at BR 10.7. Also, it has the best turret and hull protection outside of the T80U. The turret protection is still better than the T80U in my opinion, but outside of that it has a really clean, perfect 3rd generation thermal sights and laser warning system. The cons, well, same as before, just with an unreasonable slower turret rotation speed. Release the documents now. But yeah, I think it's a really decent pick, it's an easy A. And the next one on the list is T72B3. It's below in every aspect than the T90 until it gets its upgraded armor package. The turret protection is still better on the T90, but the T72B3 got a much better sight protection and engine, which is why it's slightly better than the T80A. 90A. Fuck. The T90A. So let's give an S to the T72B3. Alright, on the T80 side, now the big game changer is the T80B. It's a really well rounded tank, although the first B variant only have access to the Contact 1 era protection, which is not enough. Also the side armor protection is a joke, so who thought it's gonna be enough? I have no idea. It has a weak era protection and low resolution thermal sights. So I think it's a B or maybe an A, but let's give an A. I mean a B. Okay, the next one is a T80U. Is very well protected. It solves the T80B problems, but it still has a low resolution thermal imagery and only using 3BM22 shells. So it's not as punchy as the T90A or the T72B3. But let's give an S tier, because it's overall it's a really good vehicle. And let's head to the last page. Alright, we finally reached the end of the line. T90M versus T80BVM. I actually made a short about this before. This is a tough question because both has a big advantage on the other, but to simply put it, the T90M is a much better protected tank. It has a better armor design, spall liners, a laser warning system, while the T80BVM is faster mobility wise. It's really highly depend on the player which people are prefer. I personally like the T90M better, but let's call it even. Alright everyone, that's it for today. I hope you found this video interesting. If yes, please leave a like and a comment and consider to sub to my channel. Also, if you think otherwise, share your thoughts with us and see you in my next video. Have a good one.